His Malibu beach house burned down 6 years ago. He's finally done rebuilding. Strider Wasilewski hopes to any day now receive a certificate of occupancy that will allow his family of 5 to move into the Malibu, California, home they built to replace the one that burned, in November 2018. It has been more than 6 years of blueprints, permitting, a litigious neighbor upset about an obstructed view of a tree, new blueprints, more permitting and finally construction. Along the way the cost of building products and labor surged, with the eventual cost running more than 25% over his original budget. The well has dried up cash flow-wise, said Wasilewski, a long-time professional surfer and in-water commentator for televised World Surf League events. It's really intimidating, to say the least. Wasilewski's experience is a grim preview of what likely lies ahead for many Californians, where wildfires have this month claimed thousands more homes around Los Angeles and left one of the most unbalanced and expensive housing markets in the country in even shorter supply. As after other recent fires, building back will be a slog measured in years and very costly. In the rush to rebuild, some building products may be difficult to find locally, but lumber traders and industry analysts don't anticipate major shortages of materials such as wood, concrete and drywall, or for the added demand to spill over into national markets right away. That is mainly because they expect the pace at which projects are permitted to be a trickle instead of a flood. Finding the workers to construct and repair houses is another story. The area already struggles to build fast enough to meet regular housing demand, is dependent on immigrant labor, and has big public works planned ahead of hosting soccer's World Cup in 2026 and the 2028 Summer Olympics. Obtaining entitlements and building permits is notoriously challenging in California, especially in coastal areas, where environmental regulations are numerous and strict. Permits for about 90,000 residential units were issued January through November in the country's most populous state, census data show. That is about as many as were issued over the same 11-month period in North Carolina, which has roughly 1/4 the people. California Governor Gavin Newsom last week suspended permit and review requirements under the California Environmental Quality Act and the California Coastal Act, decades-old environmental laws that are despised by developers, so that homes destroyed by this month's fires can be rebuilt faster. Newsom also extended price gouging protections on building materials and construction services into 2026. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass also suspended environmental reviews for fire reconstruction and directed city departments to complete permit reviews for rebuilds within 30 days, and to expedite certificates of occupancy for about 1,400 houses and apartments that were already underway. Eliminating the environmental reviews could shave as much as 6 months from permitting processes that can take years in the state's coastal zone, said Mike Mitchell, president of the Southern California chapter of trade group Associated Builders and Contractors. Still, the sheer volume of permit seekers is expected to create backlogs. Los Angeles County, which includes the burned areas, has been permitting about 9,000 single-family homes annually, said Rick Palacios Jr., Director of Research at John Burns Research and Consulting. We just wiped out that many in a few days, he said. The number of homes that burned has yet to be determined, and firefighters are still battling the destructive Palisades and Eaton fires.